Welcome to Dichotomy with Shannon. Today we're going to talk about universal law of assumption and the Bible. I wrote a journal on this. It's my true self affirmation journal because I want to deprogram people's brains that are in such a state of unworthiness and lack and just feeling really gross about themselves, especially when you grow up in the church. You're told that you are unworthy, that you're a sinner. Life choices that you make here on earth is your flesh, and you need to break free from that without really talking about our shadow side because we're the yin yang, right? We are a little bit of everything. We're humans. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, and we take away so much of our rights and so much of our power by outsourcing it to anybody who's telling us what we can and cannot do. And for some reason, and this will have to be another show, but we can talk about like the church and the control and the power moves that have been here since the beginning of time. But I really want to focus on Mark 11, verse 24, where Jesus says, "Ask and believe it that it is yours and you will receive it." That is the universal law of assumption. That is embodying the end. If you really think about that, Jesus isn't out there preaching lack. He's not saying, beg me for this. He's not saying, wish that it is yours. And maybe if I'm in a good mood, I'm going to give it to you. No, he's saying, ask and know that it is yours and you will receive it. We get so twisted. We've given so much of our power away and outsourced it to these priests or pastors or people that maybe know the Bible inside and out. In Jesus, you are truly set free. And if you really look at his ministries, he's pissed off at all the Pharisees anyway. He's throwing tables. And here we are still doing that and giving our power away to other people who's telling us how we should think and feel. In Philippians, Jesus tells us to keep our minds and our thoughts on things that are good and pure and lovely. You know why? Because we co create a reality, because our thoughts create a reality. So if I were the enemy, I would want you to feel unworthy. So you continue to create a life that is unworthy. I would want you to feel shame. So you see more of that in your life. A pivotal question that you should ask yourself: who did I outsource my power to and why? I have been called crazy names because they don't like that I'm not under the patriarchy anymore or that under the thumb of religion. There's freedom in that. And people don't like that. It's the crab, right? So if you are going out of the basket and another crab pulls you down because they don't like that you're going to be set free because they're not set free. I believe in the Bible. I'm not sure I believe in organized religion as much as I used to. I think that I had to leave the church for a little while, still be part of smaller churches. Some people get it so wrong. They think the church is a building, but it's not. It's the people of the church. So where two or more gather and you're talking about the Lord, hey, that's church. So I had to leave the building of the church and the people that twisted my mind so much because I was impressionable, because I did want to get it right, especially as a new Christian. I wanted to go out there and be the masterpiece that he tells us that we are without the shame, without the condemnation, because also there is no condemnation in Christ. We want to go out and hold people accountable. And if that's you, question yourself: is this my ego doing this? Is this out of love for that person? Am I just condemning them and judging them and making them feel worthless? Jesus calls us his friends. He calls us salt of the earth. He calls us masterpiece. It is spiritual, it is scriptural. Jesus says to know that it is yours and you will receive it. So go out and live that way. Keep your thoughts on things that are pure and lovely and good rapport. Look for the good. Yes, you all have a shadow side. We all do. We all have something inside of us that makes us who we are. We put ourselves in such boxes and in such shame for what somebody else says that we're doing is wrong that maybe we don't feel like it's wrong. And I'm not talking about going and doing crazy things like murder or rape or pillaging or anything nuts like that, right? I'm talking if you're like me and you were in the Christian religion for so long, you got so screwed up in the mind because you thought that even your thoughts about sex, you're taught that is so dirty and so bad until you're married and then it's a free for all, right? There are some rules to that. Like when you do give your body out to other people that don't deserve it, that is going to hurt you in the long run. So God genuinely does know what's best for you. But you don't need to live like I lived. I believed lies. I believe that I was unclean when really I'm white as snow, and I'm just a human enjoying the human experience. It's psychological warfare. If you really think about it, it's the dichotomy of what the church tells you are and what God tells you who you are. Which one are you going to choose? Which one are you going to keep your thoughts on? I'm going to keep my thoughts on what Philippians says on things that are good and pure and lovely because I know that's co creating my life. I know that whatever I'm seeing in my mind is going to get to your 3D. If you are in constant sadness and lack mentality, then you're going to find more of that. Break free from that. You don't need that. I'm telling you right now, you do not need that. Jesus does not want that for you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love yourself. To love yourself, to live out your true birthright. Go be bold, be brave. Who would you be in those times? Would you be a Pharisee or would you be walking with Jesus? Jesus got shunned. His disciples got shunned. I was afraid of doing a podcast like this because I already know the whiplash I'm going to get from people that this isn't going to sit with them because they are so programmed for me to be set free and unafraid. They're going to have a problem with it. And I'm not going to follow your ego over what the Lord tells me. I'm not going to do that anymore. And neither should you. Connect with who you are, connect with who God has created you to be, and go with that. Your authentic self matters. That's when doors will swing wide open when you're truly being who you are created to be. The universal law of assumption. Act like it's already yours and it's yours. Mark 11:24. Whatever you ask for, know that it's yours and it's yours. It's time that you start to embody that. It's time for you to co create the life that you were here to live. You are allowed to have an abundant life, a beautiful, long living life. Ask yourself right now, if I truly believe that it was mine, how would I be acting today? And then go out and do it. Detach from the outcome, from the how it's going to happen. That doesn't matter. But you have to have trust and faith to know that it's going to happen, period. Detach from the outcome, ask and know. Know that it is yours. Jesus was here long before Neville telling us about the law of assumption. It's biblical. This Eagles song that I live my life by. I swear I was like 8 years old singing this, but already gone by the Eagles. So oftentimes it happens that we live our lives in chains and we never even know we have the key. You have the keys to get out of your own bondage. Sometimes it's not the abuse of others, but the abuse of ourselves, of what we tell ourselves. People can tell you till they're blue in the face. They can insult you and tell you that you are unworthy. But if you really believe that, then you're going to live that. But if it bounces off of you and you're just like, whatever, Jesus says, I'm a masterpiece. It's not going to phase you. It's not even going to get into your psyche. I think it's really important to know that you are so loved and you have a creator that loves you so much more than you can ever imagine. It's like your best friend cheering you on in life, rooting for you. Even in the dark, you don't have to run. Like Adam and Eve, when they found out they were naked, they hid. You don't have to hide. Jesus already knows. God already knows. He wants you to come out in faith, step out in faith, and know that He has you and He loves you. You are loved. You have a living God inside of you. Start acting like it. I'm going to have to do another show on the church and why I left it and how I found the Lord while leaving the building of the church. And I really think that if you struggled with me, you're going to want this true self journal. It's affirmations, it's reprogramming your mind of who Jesus says you are. So, yes, there's affirmations and there's Bible verses that go along with it. That'll reprogram your subconscious to know just how loved you are, that you are a saint, that you are a friend, and that you are worthy of a beautiful life. Thank you so much for being a part of Dichotomy with Shannon, and I will see you on the next one.